Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is your Weather Extreme video for Saturday, July the 20th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in, and we have a bit of a complex weather pattern we're dealing with. Let's take a look at the Skycam network, and there's a look at the shot from Hamilton this morning, and we can see a few clouds off, but in the east, in the southeast, but it looks clear overhead. And a similar shot as we look out from Fultondale and the camera there. However, when you get down to Dauphin Island, it's overcast, and the radar showing a good deal of showers and thunderstorms. We're dealing this morning with a bit of a rotation, a low over southwest Louisiana. That low is expected to actually move kind of west-southwestward into northeastern Mexico, but as it does, we're going to see a little bit of a short wave come out of the northwest, and that will help to keep things somewhat wet for the next several days. Cold front has helped to reduce some of the heat advisories across the northern tier of the United States, especially in the Great Lakes area. That front, of course, is not likely to get down to our area. Temperatures across the area this morning generally in the 70s for the most part, a little bit warmer than we've seen the last couple of mornings thanks to the cloud cover. The showers and radar showing showers along the Gulf Coast, and I do expect the beach forecast to be somewhat wet, although it's not going to rain just all day, but certainly a few peaks at the sun, but maybe only 1 to 2 hours. QPF forecast looking wet over the southeastern U.S., especially in the Ohio River Valley along and ahead of that front, and then just over the southeast just because of that little rotation we see over southwest Louisiana. Storm Prediction Center outlooking a slight risk area from New England down into the eastern Ohio River Valley, and then a small slight risk area over South Dakota and Nebraska. Both of those primarily damaging wind with marginal hail. Day 2, the slight risk areas are diminished. We don't see any, but they do have a couple of areas that they're watching. National Hurricane Center watching an area of cloudiness in the northeast Gulf, but that is moving generally into the shoreline area as it rotates around that low over southwest Louisiana. All right, let's get to modeling this morning, and there's a look at the 06Z GFS model run for today, and you can see the low kind of now over about the Houston area. And of course, we've got a little trough coming in out of the northwest, and of course, that's just going to keep things somewhat wet and showery across the southeastern U.S. For tomorrow, Sunday, we see that the closed low, moves into northeastern Mexico, but we do see a little bit of a trough coming across Nebraska. And that trough is likely to be responsible for some showers and rain up that way. And, of course, that was the C-text area. And that just keeps us rather soupy down here as the precipitable water just really doesn't change. And speaking of precipitable water, wanted to show very quickly the precipitable water forecast for today at 18Z. And you can see that those deep red values and the pink showing a lot of deep moisture over our area. When you get out to Monday, that trough moves in, and got to be concerned a little bit about that northwesterly flow and the possibility of some MCSs, mesoscale convective systems or complexes, forming off to our northwest and moving into the area. But I think that keeps Monday kind of a showery day and pretty wet across the Ohio and Tennessee River valleys in the southeastern U.S. The trough helping to enhance showers due to the, in addition to the diurnal heating. The trough moves into the East Coast on Tuesday, but the northwesterly flow continues, and I think we'll still see showers, maybe a few less on Tuesday. And then when we get to Wednesday, we've got another impulse moving in, and since we're not really seeing a major air mass change, it looks like we continue to see a possibility of showers. That trough moves by on Thursday, and that might be just enough, and the GFS MOS guidance is suggesting that we may see a significant reduction in shower chances, maybe getting back to just a slight chance, and we do see a bit of a dip in dew points. So while the air mass doesn't completely change, it certainly looks like we might get just a little bit drier air. That northwesterly flow continues as we see kind of a high over upper ridge over Texas. That upper ridge pretty much stays there as the little impulses moving through the flow continue to keep that ridge dampened somewhat, as it's not really building in that strong. And so by Saturday even, we're still, you can see the front across from the Great Lakes down into Kansas and the Oklahoma Panhandle, but we're still in a showery pattern. Now, extending the forecast out a little bit further, the GFS keeping a nice trough, which keeps the heat at bay for us. And notice on Tuesday, the 30th of July, a little mischief down there just to the northeast of Hispaniola. When we get out to Friday, the 2nd of August, you can see that GFS still got that trough, and of course some mischief out in the Atlantic as we have what appears to be a East Coast storm. And then by the time we get out to Sunday, this trough's still there, the ridge building back into the west pretty strongly. So obviously, until we get into the 1st of August, no obvious signs of heat. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video. Expect to have the next one posted first thing on Sunday morning. Hope that you have a great Saturday, and Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.